Today on the channel, we got a Platinum 3-pack from the latest and greatest DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Justice League wave. We got Superman, we got Aquaman, and we got the Green Lantern.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the Platinum versions from the latest Justice League wave, and of course, building the Plastic Man figure, and we'll do that later on in this video, so stay tuned to that. But of course, for all your DC Multiverse toy needs, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $79 does ship free. And of course, got to get a deal out there, as we know. What? Oh, Todd McFarlane, he says, got to get a deal. You got to go to the McFarlane Toy Store. Well, to each their own, Todd. How about some little coupon codes? How about a little acknowledgement here? Let's get a coupon code at the old McFarlane Toy Store. Let's save some money. Let's save some green. Maybe we'll work on that. Maybe 2025. We'll see what happens there. But this wave, we already unboxed on the channel. Check it out if you did miss it. However, 3 Platinum versions of them. And they don't always have Platinum versions of almost the entire wave, but here we are. And I almost feel like they did this so you could build 2 different Plastic Men. You could build one that looks just regular, and then one with all the crazy long arms, long neck, things like that. At least that's how I justified it in my head. Because if you bought the regular wave, you have an extra head, extra set of arms. Well, now you get these guys right here. You can make another Plastic Man. Now, Batman not involved in it. Apparently no Platinum Edition for the Batman in this wave. But you don't really need him. If you have the prior versions, you can mix and match and get 2 Plastic Men out of these. So I do think that is pretty cool because I can see a lot of people wanting that, myself included. Now you got an opportunity to. And of course, the red suit Superman just writes itself. You got to have that one. So perfect for a Platinum. Green Lantern, Aquaman, just kind of there, just kind of your run-of-the-mill Platinum editions here. But a little bit harder to find. However, I was very fortunate. One night just happened to go to Target, and there was these 3 just chilling on the shelf pegs. Picked them up right away. A great day to be alive. And these, usually the Platinums, I think, are 1 every 6 figures, something like that. 1 of every 6 cases, or 1 per case of 6. Easy for me to say. But I think they are shipping straight sets of Platinums as well to certain stores. So your mileage may vary on these, but I was very happy and fortunate to get all these at one time to be able to do this video right here. And of course, we're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And we're going to look at all 3 packages real quick. I'm probably going to take this offline just for the essence of time, as we already did all this. We've read these cards, things like that. But you do got John Stewart, the Green Lantern, looking good there. He's got the Plastic Man legs. We'll definitely need those. A little different Green Lantern costume, of course. On the back, same thing we're going to see with all these guys here, the old Platinum Man. We know all about that. Aquaman, oh man, an amazing Aquaman. Quite the changeover for him, going from just a total dork in the 70s and 80s to a tough dude with a beard, long hair, and a hook for a hand. Man, sign me up, sign me up. Looking good there, of course. Got the Plastic Man regular arms with this Aquaman here. And then Superman, the one that I would say is probably the must-have of the bunch. It is the red and blue from that time in the 90s where he kind of separated. You get the torso for Plastic Man. Of course, all these have that Platinum edition right there on the carding. Looking very good. Part of the JLA, Justice League of America. Back is going to be the same between all 3 of these. But I'm going to take this offline, get all 3 of these out of the package, and we'll be back talking JLA and the Plastic Man Build-A-Figure. All right, let's get down to business. Got the JLA out of the package. I forgot how many twist ties. A workout in twist ties, Todd McFarlane. Just insane. Insanity. We got to cut those back. Mark Summers, work on that. See you later. 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 And I hooked the landing sitting right on top of the camera, one of those. Oh, man. How about that? See you later, City here. Of course, DC McFarlane stands with these. We get 3 stands. Seen them before, seen them again. We know what we're getting with those. We do get the cards. I guess we'll look at these cards. We already read them in the original unboxing, so we don't really need to read these again. But you got John Stewart over the fallen Hal Jordan, of course. He did take Hal Jordan's spot in the Justice League, as we know. We got Aquaman, just looking like a tough dude from the 90s, of course. Reminds me back to that, Total Justice? Something like that. That Kenner Justice League line from back in the 90s. Oh, man, all the rage, of course. Looking good with Aquaman. And then Superman, still very mad that the back read copy here isn't anything special on this one. I wish they would give give us the story of the red and blue Superman on the back of the card. I would have liked to seen that. But 3 cards on brand for McFarlane Toys, as we do know. And then, of course, the Plastic Man pieces down over here, and we'll get to that at the end. And I guess we'll just go in order right here. We'll go Superman first. It is the red version of Superman, of course, when he split into 2 kind of characters. A very interesting time in the 90s. The 90s were a wacky time, of course, as we know. Superman dying and all, and coming back, and all kinds of shenanigans with that. But we do get the 4 different effect pieces here. 2 for the arms, 2 for the legs. We saw those in the original unboxing. But a very striking red suit here for Superman. Of course, the Superman logo on the front and the back. The red and white attack going on. The big red face with the white eyes. The red hair with the black piping in there. Arms going all the way around for us. Butterfly shoulders. Those little shoulder... I don't know, those little discs, very noticeable on this one here, I will say. You do get a bicep cut, double jointed, non-pinless elbows, hands back and forth. He's got 2 fists of Superman Fury. Watch out for those, of course. Hula hoop plus traditional. You get the big old splits if you need it. Legs do go up. Double jointed knees, ankles back and forth, up and down, side to side. You got the Todd McFarlane toe articulation doing its thing here. A very smooth figure as well. A very smooth moving figure here, and a very good one. And you really have to have both versions of these. You really can't have the red and not the blue, and vice versa. At least from where I sit, of course right here at this very table. But I'm going to put him on a stand right here, and he fits like a glove. And we get old red Superman looking good. I got the blue version right here, so you can kind of pair those 2 together. You really have to do that, though, at the end of the day. I feel like you got to have these 2 guys together. But looking good, and could be the most popular of this wave. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me. But now we turn our attention over to Aquaman. I talked about Aquaman. I always liked Superpowers, Super Friends Aquaman back in the day. But if there was ever a hero that needed a little bit more personality, it definitely was Aquaman. And the 90s brought that to us. Gave him a nice hook, kind of spear for a hand over here. Getting the arm chopped off. What was it, by piranhas or something? I think somebody said in the comments. I, for some reason, remember it being a shark. But piranhas, dangerous mini sharks is what they are. But we got that going on. And then he grew a beard and long hair like a young Thor. He was ready to go. He was ready to take on the world. And at first, I didn't think much of this one, but out of the package, I think I actually like it better than the original version here. Of course, you get the black apparatus over the top here where it was silver in the others. You get the black and green tights down here, but I love this neon green color. It really does pop. And then his hair's got more of a honey mustard hint to it in this one. Of course, you got the beard as well. You got the Aquaman belt buckle there. You got the fins on the back of the legs. And then, of course, you got all the same articulation we walked through with Superman, so we don't need to do that again. He will fit on a McFarlane stand, as we do know. But I do like the looks of this one. And, of course, got the regular version of Aquaman right here. 2 different ones, but 2 very good figures. I really do like this one, and it really harkens back to those toy hunting days with this toy line. The Kenner Total Justice toy line. Really giving a go to the Toy Biz Marvel Legends at the time. Marvel Legends, or not Marvel Legends, this is Toy Biz X-Men and stuff like that. X-Force, X-Men, Spider-Man, all that kind of stuff. I think the Marvel team did beat out, of course, the DC team and Kenner team at the time, but still very iconic, and I definitely remember those days very fondly in my collecting history. But now we're going to turn our attention over to John Stewart, another one that's maybe not a ton of meat on the bone with this one. We do get the 2 effect pieces here. Put one on the leg, put one over the ring. It's a different point of difference here you can use with the figures. Have the effect pieces on one, or one on one and one on the other. Make them feel as different as you possibly can, of course. But we do get John Stewart here, looking like straight out of the 70s is really what he looks like, and a very interesting lantern logo on the front. Got the green and black attack, once again like an Overkill. Shout out to Thrash Metal Legends Overkill doing their thing. Of course, got to have the ring on the right hand. He's ready to go right there. Got the white on the gloves, of course, as well, and a very stoic face on John Stewart here. He's not a happy camper. His friend Hal Jordan fell to the wayside, of course, and then we know what happened to Hal from there. Of course, he fits on a McFarlane stand, as we assumed he would. A little tight in the joint action here, but there we go. Got that going, and then we got the regular version right here. Definitely going to prefer the regular version. Not a ton of meat on the bone between these two. You're basically looking at a different logo and a little bit different paint apps in the torso. Just a hair different. Not a ton of meat on the bone on this one. This one is really, you got to get it to get another Plastic Man piece. At least that's where I went with. So there he is. 2 Jon Stewarts there. Batman, we don't want to forget about him. I'm honestly a little surprised they didn't make a platinum version of him. I'm sure they could have done something a little bit different with him. But at least as of right now, I haven't seen or found a platinum version of Batman. But we do have him here, of course. Now we do get old Platinum Man. Platinum Man. It's the Chase. Plastic Man right here. Now, between these sets, we do get the 2 legs, we get the torso, and we get 2 arms. That's great because over here, from the Batman figure, we do get 2 arms and an extra head. And of course, grab Plastic Man right here. This is the regular edition here. No kind of crazy shenanigans with him. But I can make this one full-on shenanigans is what I can do. Of course, you'll just have to plug these legs in. Sometimes these McFarlane figures aren't the easiest to get back together or to put together as far as Build-A-Figures go. And this one's already fighting me from the get-go. Can you believe that? What are we doing, Plastic Man? Why don't we just fight? Why don't we just fight all day? These discs in here. Come on. What are we doing? There we go. Got one in. This one's fighting, though. This one's fighting the world like a young man of war, as we always say. There we go. Got him in there ready to go. Gonna put on the wild and wacky arms over here. Make sure I got the right ones in. Bam, right like that. Bam, right like that. And then, of course, you got the zany head. You'll pop that bad boy in. And we are off to the races. So there it is. 2 different Plastic Men. I don't know anything for sure. Obviously, Todd's not talking from the couch. And Mark Summers, he wants to protect his new job working for McFarlane Enterprises. He's not going to tell us. But I feel like they made platinum editions of all of these and not Batman to convince people to buy 2 of these sets so they can get 2 different Plastic Men. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's a little Jesse Ventura conspiracy theory. But that's how I do envision this one here. And it works for me. I like this. It sucks to be torn between 2. Where do I go? Which way do I go? I like to be able to display both versions of these. And it feels like a little bit of an added bonus with buying the platinum editions of all of these. Where Aquaman, a nice surprise. Jon Stewart really seems like a waste. And Superman is a must-have. So really kind of a mixed bag on these platinums in this one here. But it's worth it to get it to build another Plastic Man for my collection. So an interesting Justice League assortment. Be interesting to see if they continue this on maybe once a year. Todd, what do you think? He says, maybe. But it'd be interesting to have a different Justice League set each year. Maybe some villains, maybe something like that. And do a Build-A-Figure of a Justice League character. I think I'd be here for that. And I think a lot of people would be here for that as well. Kind of the equivalent of the Avengers, of course. Over on Marvel is DC's Justice League America. Let's get the other Justice Leagues represented as well. Why not while we're at it? But an interesting platinum set. Not going to be for everybody. I totally get that. But it is fun. It is something a little bit different. A little bit of a challenge in the hunting community as well. But there it is. Plastic Man Platinum Edition unboxings. What are your guys' thoughts? Pickups, passes, long games, no games, confused games? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day on both YouTube channels. Appreciate all the support over there. Of course, Patreon. You get early access to all the videos. You get the glamour shots. You get the Q&As. You get all kinds of stuff. Who knows? There might be some surprises in store on the Patreon sooner rather than later. So stay tuned to that. But check out the Patreon. Your best way to support the channel. You can also support the channel at PreslingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X. _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and on Instagram. So for the Justice League, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.